In the previous video, we have dealt with time scaling, and here we'll be dealing with time shifting, another operation which is done on the independent variable t. Now let us assume that this independent variable t is time shifted by a factor b. That means I have x of t plus b here. So when this is done, what happens if b is negative and what happens if b is positive? Now if b is less than 0, that means if b is negative, I would get x of t minus b. Now in that case, what happens? X of t gets shifted to the right by b seconds. Now similarly, if b is greater than, then x of t gets shifted to the left by b seconds. Now let's take an example and see what happens. Now consider a signal x of t as shown here. Now what is x of t minus 1? So here b is negative, hence b is minus 1. So what happens? The signal x of t gets shifted to the right by 1 second. So what was at minus 1 will now be at 0. What was at 0 will be at 1. And what is at 1 will be at 2. So we have the signal which gets shifted to the right by 1 second, and therefore we get a waveform like this with an amplitude 1 here. So this is x of t minus 1, where b is less than 0, that is b is equal to minus 1. Now what happens if b is greater than 1? The entire signal x of t gets shifted to the left by b seconds. So here b equals plus 1. So therefore the entire signal gets shifted to the left. So what is at minus 1 will now appear at minus 2. What is at 0 will appear at minus 1, and what is at 1 will appear at 0. So we get a signal like this. Now this is true for a continuous signal x of t or a discrete signal x of n. Now let's take another example. So consider a discrete signal x of n where x of 0 is 1, x of 1 and 2 is 2, and x of 3 is 1. Now what happens when I have a negative value? That means x of n minus 2, that is b is less than 0. The entire signal x of n gets shifted to the right by 2 seconds. So what is at 0 will now appear at 2. So at 2 I have 1, an impulse of 1. At 3 I have the value which is 2. At 4 I will have again a value of 2, and at 5 I'll have a value of 1. Right? So the entire signal here which existed for n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 will now be shifted by 2 places. So what is at 0 will now appear at 2. What is at n equal to 1 will appear at 3, and so on. So the entire signal gets shifted by 2 units or 2 seconds. Now let me consider x of n plus 1 here. So here in this case, the entire signal x of n gets shifted to the left by 1 second. So now at minus 1 I get an amplitude of 1. At 0 I would get a value 2. At 1 again I would get a value 2, and at 2 I would get a value, an impulse of 1. So this is how we obtain the signals which are time shifted. So remember the general rule: if the value of b is less than 0, then the entire signal x of t or x of n gets shifted to the right by b seconds. And if the value of b is greater than 0, then the entire signal, whether it is x of t or x of n, gets shifted left by b seconds. So in the next video segment, we shall see what happens if we apply both time scaling and time shifting together. We need to follow a precedence rule. We cannot apply time shifting and time scaling in any order. So there is a precedence rule when we have to apply both time shifting and time scaling, and we shall see that in the next video segment. Now do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and press the bell icon to get notifications of all the further uploads. And thanks for watching.